Welcome back. 2 weeks to Election Day, and Democrats are counting on one of the most prominent figures to lead them to victory in two of the biggest races. Former President Obama will hit the campaign trail in both New Jersey and in Virginia just 3 days before Election Day. It comes after the former president endorsed Mikey Sherrill in her bid for governor of New Jersey and Abigail Spanberger to be the governor in Virginia. Meanwhile, in the race for New York City's next mayor, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries appears poised to finally make a decision about endorsing Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani, who won the nomination on the Democratic side in July. Jeffries tells reporters that he intends on making his thoughts clear on the race after dodging questions on the matter for weeks. NBC News national political correspondent, of course, is Steve Kornacki, and he's joining us now. Steve, I'm glad you're here for this conversation. Mamdani is a self-described Democratic socialist. How does he fit into how New Yorkers and Americans feel about this idea of socialism?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, Peter. I think we kind of look at New York City and we say, well, politically, culturally, New York City is kind of different than America as a whole. But how about New York City and the National Democratic Party is what's happening in this mayoral election, where the Democratic candidate, Zohran Mamdani, continues to lead in the polls, benefits from divided opposition, unpopular opponents, where he continues to be the favorite to win here. Does that say anything more broadly than New York City about the Democratic Party nationally and its attitudes towards socialism? Socialism, which we used to, not that long ago think would be politically the kiss of death to be associated with. Well, take a look here at some numbers from Gallup, because Gallup has been testing this for years, for decades, really. Basic attitudes towards socialism and capitalism. These are the latest numbers that they came up with. Overall, asking folks, do you have a positive view of socialism? 39% of Americans said yes. 54% said they had a positive view of capitalism. But look at the party split here among Democrats. Look at socialism. That's nationally again. 2/3 of Democrats nationally, not talking New York City, but across the country, say to Gallup they have a favorable, positive view of socialism. Only 42% of capitalism. And take a look here. Independents, Republicans, it is different. Slight majority of independents favorable toward capitalism. 3/4 of Republicans favorable towards capitalism. Well under 50% in each case favorable to socialism. Now, this trend among Democrats nationally also, it's not new. This has been building for some time here. Again, from these Gallup numbers, take a look at this. Start on capitalism. Go back to 2010 here. Democrats were basically split then, 15 years ago. Positive, negative on capitalism. And look at that number. It kind of stayed steady. And then in the last 5 years, it's fallen down to 42%, barely over 40%. And in that same time, take a look at what's happened with socialism. Again, Democratic Party attitudes here. 2010, it was 50-50. It's ticked up. And now in the last couple of readouts, 2/3 of Democrats saying they have a positive image of socialism. So if Mamdani is successful, Peter, in New York City, I think one of the things you might say is it's not a revelation necessarily that socialism, that his brand of socialism might be palatable to some Democrats. It might just be further confirmation of what polling has actually been telling us for some time now, not just in New York.
Yeah, that much more striking, though, of course, New York being, in effect, the epicenter of capitalism in our country, and could have someone like Zohran Mamdani running the city before we know it. Steve Kornacki, always good to have you. Thanks for your expertise here.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or watch live on our YouTube channel.